I built a 3x3 redstone door from scratch with no tutorial, no wiki, and absolutely no help. But my door was, let's just say, a little big. But regardless of its size, I made this door and I'm proud of it, and nothing is going to change that. However, a lot of you guys commented that I should check out the smallest possible 3x3 door, and I'll admit, I was pretty curious. But nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. Hello everyone, this is Flashes. You guys loved my last video and we even hit 1,000 subscribers. Actually, we hit 1,500 subscribers, and I gotta say thank you for that. So in this video, my goal is to do 4 things. Firstly, I'm gonna see the smallest 3x3 for the first time and record my reaction. Then, I'm gonna try to recreate it in my own redstone world so that I can experiment with it. By experimenting, I'll hopefully understand how it works, and then as a comprehension check, I'm gonna rebuild the whole thing from memory. So without further ado, let us begin. So, I might have forgotten to record my reaction to seeing it for the first time, but here's a reenactment of how it went. Yeah, so I think it's safe to say that I was shocked, but also a little self-conscious about my own door. But more so than anything, it kinda reminded me of how much I don't know about redstone yet. But this is the smallest 3x3 redstone door.
Actually, there's one that's 1 block smaller. Did you really do, no research on—
Okay, enough. Yeah guys, I'm a little bit stupid and I ended up using the 56 block door instead of the new 55 block record, which I found out about by accident while I was editing this video. But either way, these doors were both quite a bit smaller than the door I made in my last video. And I'm planning to make a 4x4 redstone door very soon, and I think figuring out how this super small door works will actually give me a chance at doing it. And before you say it, yes, I guess this means I am not going to be 100% no prior knowledge going into the 4x4, but remember, I'm still not going to look anything up or watch an explanation. All I'm allowing myself to do is see a picture of this 56 block 3x3 so that I can build it in my world, and then I'm going to experiment to figure it all out. So all I really had to go off of was this one flat image from Purpler's video thumbnail. This door was designed by a creator called SacredRedstone. I want to of course give respect since I am using it in my video. As I was building, I ran into my first problem pretty quickly. Purpler's was using a texture pack which made this component have arrows, but for me the component didn't have these red arrows. I did however figure out that these were observers, but regarding which direction they were supposed to go, it was up in the air. I decided to just choose a direction for them to face, and if it worked in the end, I was right, and if it didn't work, then I'd reverse their direction afterwards. Anyways, the only other hurdle were the repeaters. See, I was able to logically figure out how these 3 on the left were meant to go since I could use the amount of ticks they each had as a guide, but for this 4th one, since it was 4 ticks, it could be facing either way, and now I had another thing that I would just have to test to find out if it was correct. I tried it, but to no avail. But then, there seemed to be divine intervention, and I got the idea that maybe there was a redstone dust involved, but I just couldn't see it since the picture I was using was from a flat angle. So after tinkering with it for a bit, it turns out there was supposed to be a redstone dust above this observer. This repeater is facing into the door, and the observers at the bottom are facing to the right. But despite placing all the blocks, I still had no idea what any of it did, so it was time to investigate. Oh! Yo, it worked! What? So now that I had rebuilt the door and it was ready in my world, the next step was to learn how this amazing contraption actually worked. And I'm sure a lot of you guys predicted this, but of course I had to start with the humble observer. These were everywhere in this build, look at how many observers there are. I started off by seeing what kind of things observers were able to, well, observe. I learned that observers notice changes in state, like for example with blocks. The observer is looking at the space in front of it, and if it is occupied by a block, let's say a wool block, then it notices that instead of air, there is now a wool block there, and it sends a signal through. I also had a feeling that they could observe things like a redstone current, and I was right. And now with my newfound knowledge, I started thinking, starting at the top left corner. This observer is just looking, oh no, it's looking up. Oh, okay, so this observer is looking at this being signaled, and that powers this block, which powers this piston. Okay, How is this piston being powered though? That's the real question. Okay. Now, this observer is looking at this block. So when this gets powered, this observer notices that piston there moving, and then it sends a signal into this block. It powers this block, which... Oh, and this guy is facing out of this block, which powers this piston here. So surprisingly, that went pretty well. I was able to just follow where the power was going, and it led me to uncovering how this top left corner worked. Well, that's what I thought anyways, but we'll get back to that. I then went to the source of the power, the lever. Okay, so so when I press this lever, this activates, brings this guy down, right? But when this activates, this observer sees that, sends a pulse through here. This is just timing, I think. Because, yeah. Then this one gets activated, which activates this observer, which powers this block, which powers this piston, moving this. This observer sees that, powering this block, and this block powers this repeater, which goes into this one, but this piston's already here, which moves it to the middle. Unfortunately, the top right corner wasn't so easy to understand. I had to say hello to my mortal enemy, the comparator. Now, when I activate this redstone goes on. It's fucking comparator here again. Oh fuck, I'm gonna have to learn how comparators work. And there was also a dropper. This turns on, this observer reads that. And okay, now, there's a dropper with nothing in it. What the hell? Why was there a dropper? What was it dropping? And how could that be related to a 3x3 door? It seems that droppers are able to send current through them for one tick. So from this dropper, this repeater was extracting power going into this door block, and this observer underneath was able to see the dropper turning on, I guess. I mean, it's a little confusing since the dropper doesn't need to drop something to have a state change, like what? But whatever, I was happy to accept that it was a block that can channel current going through it and also portray a state change. Okay, so I guess droppers are just like special they can pass a current through, right? So that passes a current through and it goes into this block. What's the point of that, bro? What was the point of that indeed? I probably spent the next 15 minutes trying to figure this out, but you know, I ended up with nothing. At first I thought it was powering the block so that it could power the piston next to it, but then that wasn't right. Then I thought it was powering the piston right next to it somehow, and I was experimenting on that, but that wasn't right either. Then I thought that maybe the observer was seeing the repeater and then powering the redstone dust on top of it, making a sort of loop, and I don't know if that's right or not. Actually, I don't know if any of these are right or not. I couldn't really figure it out, but yeah, I just decided to move on eventually. Yeah, look, it pushed it down. Okay, I'm guessing that's what it is. Alright, the other thing that this does is this observer reads this hopper. What are these called? Dropper. Reads, so this dispenser, no, what am I talking about? This observer reads this. Yo, my brain is fried. Yo. This observer reads this dropper, and that activates this piston. Okay. So if you couldn't tell yet, I'm trying to go in a clockwise motion around this door, but on this right side, I ran into a dead end. The observer could only power this top piston, so how does the power continue down around the door? Well, what is this obsidian doing here? That's the real question. Okay, I'll come back to that. Okay, I think that's a dead end here, because this only powers this piston, which I needed to go there, right? And that's as far as that piston goes, right? Yeah, okay, so it's both of them, and it's at the same tick. No, but that's so this one's powering this. That one's reading this. So this one's powering both. What? Alright, let's do some more experimenting. Okay. So 2 pistons. And an observer above it. Okay. What? So okay, so that does 2 pistons. Yo, are observers just OP or what? What? How does that make any freaking sense, bro? Okay, whatever. Okay, so it's not a dead end. Okay, so this guy, it powers both of these pistons, and they come out. Don't know why. Don't know why. Why does that make any sense? Wait. Is it just going down, or is it also like that still only does 1? What if we do it the opposite way? So put this guy looking that way, and then 2 pistons. That still only does 1. So why does this do 2? Boss! That makes no sense. What? Okay. You know what? Let's just accept that it works. And so these guys push it. This observer is looking at this piston and it sees that state change, right? And that turns this guy on. Oh, you know what? Wait, so okay, surely the hopper, we could just use a... Oh no, but okay, so the lantern doesn't push a signal through, but the hopper like holds the signal for a bit and like lets it go out. Okay, so that's what the... Not hopper, what are these called? Dropper. That's what these droppers for. Okay, alright. So this guy sees the signal, it powers this. The observer sees that, and then this observer sees that. Bottom. Okay, so this observer sees this lantern, then this observer sees that one. Or does it just get powered by this observer? I mean, whatever. Okay, I'm assuming that this is just to make this piston go, right? Then this piston will go. This observer will see that piston, and it's gonna power this block. This block is going to, I guess, power this guy along with this lantern. And when this lantern gets powered, it's gonna activate. Okay, but it needs to activate 2 things. I just saw that it doesn't work upwards, right? It doesn't. Wait! Okay, so this one is doing these top 2. Now as I followed the current to this bottom piston, I started to really appreciate the beauty and satisfaction of these 2 bottom pistons kind of doing a pass the parcel with their door blocks. Like, look at how satisfying that is. But what I didn't get was how this sticky piston was retracting without its block. Now, before you say it, yes, all of the pistons are doing this exact same thing when closing the door. But guys, I just didn't notice them. I'm just a boy. Yeah, I don't get why. Maybe let me slow down the tick rate. Is 20 default? Let's go with like 5. Oh damn, I am slow. Okay. Oh no. I can't fly. Am I flying? There we go, now I'm flying. Okay. Those go up, that gets pulled, that gets pulled. Okay, so that's the opening, not bad. Pushed up. Huh? Why? Okay, so it has nothing to do with that. Hold on. But yeah, this led to me finding out that pistons powered by observers spit out their blocks. Maybe it's because of the observers? There's some weird funky interaction. Oh! Wait. Oh. Why am I in slow motion? Take great time. Okay. Okay, so, never mind. So, okay, so if a piston's powered by an observer, then it just spits out its block. Moving on. Finally, there was only one block left to understand. Can you guess which one we haven't looked at yet? It's staring right at you. That's right, this ominous obsidian block. What was it doing there? Was it there just for decoration? Is it? No. It's because pistons can't move obsidian apparently. Which is actually a great tool, which will probably come in handy in my 4x4 attempt. So at this point, I was pretty much done with understanding the door. I will say now that I'm editing it, I kind of wish I spent some more time looking at the double pistons at the top, but I think in the moment it wasn't interesting enough for me to look at since I already designed something similar in my own 3x3. But for the most part, I understood how this build worked. Could I come up with an idea like this on my own? Hell no. But I was confident that I could pull off the fourth goal, which was to recreate it from memory using all my new knowledge. I don't think I would ever be able to build something like this in like a million years, bro. This is something else. That is so cool, bro. So I started off by making a big wall to cover up what I just built. This way I can't cheat, even by accident. I also made sure to get rid of any windows with the reference that I had up, and now it was finally time to try and remember how this build worked and recreate it from memory. But before I did so, I wanted to run through the process one last time since there were still a few areas I wasn't 100% sure about. For example, the top right corner. But this lever activates this redstone, which goes into a comparator. Fucking comparator. Whatever that's for. Wait, surely I can just put a repeater. Oh. Okay. Yeah, okay, so I've created a loop here, right? So maybe that's what the comparator is for. Okay, we live and we learn. I mean, we learn and we live. Wait, we live and we live and we learn, right? We live and we learn. That doesn't sound right. We learn and we live.
What?
Oh, whatever, bro. Whatever. What am I talking about? Alright, whatever. I'm gonna try to recreate it over here. Now, I'm using this as a comprehension check, but I'm sure a lot of you may think that it isn't really checking my comprehension, but rather my memory, since I could just memorize the position of all the blocks, and in most cases, you'd probably be right. However, I notoriously have terrible memory, like seriously bad memory, so for me, I can't just remember where all the blocks were, but rather I had to kind of remember how the contraption itself worked all together in order to remember how to build it. And I know some of you guys won't consider this a challenge, but I think it was a good way to test what I just learned. Oh yeah, and during this part, I witnessed horrors beyond my comprehension. Just thought I'd mention that. Here, this and this, with the wall blocks there. On the left side, there should be a block here, of course. There should also be 2 more pistons. Boom, boom, with their own blocks. And if it's coming down, an observer can power 2 pistons at once. So let's do that, and there should be an observer here. These observers are fucking OP. Holy shit, man. Okay. Now, what powered that, though? Okay, we'll come back to that. Put this like that. And I know there's a repeater here. There's a repeater here for sure. I remember that because it was confusing. Put a repeater here, and that's meant to be 4 ticks. Oh yeah, and there should be an observer here as well. So that sends the thing through. That. And, okay, it breaks the whole thing. I'm gonna hold that off for now. There should be a dropper above this. What? The observer powered the... Nah! What? Are you fucking kidding me? Are we dead ass? How is that powering it? There's nothing there! Are we dead ass? What? Are we actually... What the fuck, bro? Okay, is that with just pistons or can I do that with anything? Wait, that's actually so fucking weird, man. That's some sus ass fucking observer, bro. How can it just power 2 things? Okay, what about redstone lamps? Can it power this? No, it can't. But it can do pistons, right? Bro, what the? How does that make any? How does that make sense, bro? It's not even touching. It's actually not even touching. That makes no sense, bro. What? I was like, I broke this block so that it wouldn't keep breaking it, but like, oh my god. Maybe I just break this one as well. Okay. I'll bring those pistons back afterwards. Yeah, so I just discovered Bluetooth. Like, what even, man? But other than this slight mental breakdown inducing discovery, the rest of the challenge wasn't too hard. Okay. Yo, let's go! It worked. Okay, I think I've got some pretty sound understanding of this contraption now. The only thing I really don't get is this, like this little area, I don't really understand. Yeah, the only thing I have trouble with is this one. But I think that's, I think that's pretty good, man. This is also like insane. How is it on like one plane, bro? It's definitely gonna help me with my pursuit of the 4x4 door, which I'll make very soon. Obviously, it's gonna take me some time to edit footage. That's gonna take up like 10 hours worth of footage, I'm assuming. But I'll build it in this world, and yeah, I don't know when that video is gonna come out. To be honest, I don't really know how long it's gonna take me to actually do it, but I am looking forward to it. I'm very excited. This is a lot of fun to do these little redstone projects. I never knew that redstone was gonna be this much fun. But yeah, this is so sick, dude. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Guys, I completely forgot to mention. We hit 1K. Oh hell nah. We hit 1K subscribers, bro. Oh my god. So I'm definitely gonna make a lot more redstone videos with like the similar concept of, just trying to raw dog it, try to figure out how stuff like this works. And if you guys have any contraptions that you'd like to see me, make an attempt at, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'll try. I think this is a good step up from my last video in approach to building a 4x4, because I already know that's going to be extremely difficult, but that video is coming soon, so stay tuned for that. And once again, thanks guys for 1,000 subscribers. This is insane. Let's aim for 1 million by next week type shit. But yeah, that's been me. We built a world record 3x3 door today. Yeah. See ya.